Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa here, and today's video is going to be a career pick a card specifically for entrepreneurs and business owners. So what I'm planning to do in this video is just kind of take a look into the overall energy around your business, your idea, whatever it is that you guys are envisioning or working on currently. And then we're going to take a look at any guidance or advice that Spirit has for you about this small business, just any direction that there can be out there to provide to you. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. Getting into our disclaimers, do keep in mind that these readings are general in nature. Some messages may resonate, other messages might not. As a best practice, if it feels like it's confusing, don't force it to fit. It's probably not a message that's for you. Right? You want to take these general pick a card readings as more so confirmation that you're on the right track and that your intuition is spot on with what you're already thinking versus coming to these for very specific answers because they are general and tapping into the energies of the collective. They're not specifically tailored to your own personal energy. Okay. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right. Also, if you're not already, please check out the membership channel here at Tarot by Melissa. If you're interested in joining us over there, I will be uploading 2 bonus videos per month for members only, and members get to choose what videos we upload. So if you want to have a little bit more of a say in the type of content that I am creating on the channel, definitely consider becoming a member. All right, let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. So for today's reading, we're going to be working with 3 piles to choose from. If you're drawn to pile number 1, we're going to be working with this Pyrite crystal. If you're drawn to pile 2, we're going to be working with this Fire Quartz crystal. And if you're drawn to pile 3, we'll be working with an Amethyst crystal. I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your business and your ideas for entrepreneurship. Think about whatever it is that you need to know coming through. Go ahead and select the crystal or card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected video. See you guys there. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this beautiful pyrite cluster, this will be your message. And with you guys being drawn to pyrite, something about your business or the idea that you have around becoming an entrepreneur, there could be something here around like grounding that's needed, as pyrite is kind of like a grounding, stabilizing sort of crystal. Let's go ahead and see. We're going to start with the overall energy of your business, and then we're going to dive into some additional tarot and oracle cards to see what guidance Spirit has for you at this time. So we're starting off here with the message of transits. We do have the Strength card. And then we also have the message of grounding. Okay, yeah, so there's confirmation there as well. All right, so overall energy, what's going on? So already, as I'm tapping into this energy, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety in the pit of my stomach. And it's like right in my solar plexus area, like just above my belly button. And what I'm kind of feeling is that you guys, it's interesting too. You see the person here in this card, they're kind of like curled up in the fetal position. I feel like you have had to move through some difficult times with your business. Like there's been some sort of change or something about the environment that has impacted your business. For some of you, if you have an LLC already, I would be interested to see or maybe it would be interesting for you to see rather, what's going on in the natal chart of your business and what transits are currently impacting you at this time. You can get natal charts once you've LLC'd your business, right? But it definitely seems like there's been something going on environmentally that's impacting your business, your side hustle, whatever this is. And with the Strength card being here, this is telling me that there has been a real need for you to really step into your personal power. The Strength card is all about having courage. It's all about stepping into leadership, right? Like some of the keywords that are here, owning your power. And with the feeling that I'm getting in the pit of my stomach and the solar plexus, I can tell that you guys are a little bit uncomfortable in this type of situation, right? You're a little bit uncomfortable maybe with being the leader or flexing your skills in this way or stepping into your power with whatever it is that you're being guided to do at this time. I feel like whatever this transit card is talking about, it's like pushing you guys in a different direction that might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like whatever this has to do with is grounding, right? When I think of grounding, especially like taking a look at this beautiful card here, you guys can see like the roots underneath of the soil. And so I feel for pile one, like something that could support you at this time is actually putting measures in place that stabilize or solidify your business, right? So for example, if you guys don't already have, your business license, or you don't already have your LLC or whatever, your S Corp, whatever it is you want to classify it as, if you don't have like a good tax advisor, something like that, something about like the framework of your business, like some of those support systems and structures being in place could be helpful to you at this time, could be supporting you at this time, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable to pursue those types of avenues, right? A lot of people who are creatives or who have business ideas, they may not always be as savvy with like the business side of things, right? Those types of things like talking to lawyers or whatever can feel really intimidating, If it doesn't have anything to do with that, though, I do feel for this group, there's something that needs to be revisited around the foundations of your business, right? So when you think about your business, what are the pillars of it, right? Like, what is it that you're trying to convey to people to entice them into your product or your shop or your services, whatever it is that you provide? Something about needing to ground and focus in on the roots of what you're providing is coming up. So we're going to go into some additional tarot cards next just to see what else you guys need to know at this time. We're working with the NYC Tarot Deck today. I just felt like called to this one for the career reading for some reason. You guys are ever curious about what decks I use? I always have them listed in the description box down below. I don't link them because it just takes a lot of time, but you can totally Google them and they will come up for you. All right, what else does pile one need to know about their business at this time? We have an 8 of Wands. The Star. Ooh. And we also have the 4 of Wands. See, there's more info here coming through about foundations. You guys also have the Justice card coming up at the bottom of the deck. So again, there's like an undertone here with grounding. Like I was saying before, there's something about the legalities of things that I feel needs to be addressed, right? Getting some of those more official matters tied up for yourself so that you have more of a stable foundation of support. What I feel is that like once you guys get your roots planted firmly into the ground, I actually feel like things are going to take off for you in a really promising way with this 8 of Wands. I actually feel like it's going to allow you to create more quickly and to create faster progress with whatever it is that you guys want to do. Okay. For some of you, maybe what you do involves travel. I'm noticing this airplane here. I feel like for a lot of you, there's like this energy of maybe like running your business from home or like being able to do your business from anywhere. Maybe you guys work online in some capacity. So like you can take trips and travel and just like, do your work from wherever you're staying at the moment, right? But I definitely see that like grounding things and making things a little bit more official here is going to support quicker progress for you. It's going to allow you to kind of run with your creative ideas with more momentum. I feel too like there's this energy here of inspiration, a lot of Wands energy surrounding your Star card. The Star card is about hopes and dreams for the future. The Star card is about like being inspired. Maybe you inspiring others being inspired by you, or you looking to inspiration for yourself, right? You have a lot of fire energy here, which is very like creative. What was I getting? I feel like for this group, something else to think about is what inspires you the most, right? Like, what is your North Star? You know, things are clearly changing around you. Like, these are circumstances that are impacting you, external factors within your business environment or like your industry, something like that. So I feel like Spirit is asking you guys to anchor into like what it is that inspires you and how are you really weaving this into the root, into the core of your business. Is this being conveyed through the content you create on social media? Is this being conveyed through the marketing that you're putting out there, right? Like whatever this inspiration is, whatever your North Star is, needs to be baked into the foundations. And yeah, I feel like there's definitely something here for this group around like working from home with the Four of Wands, because this is all about, you see how it's like an apartment complex here, or like maybe it's condos, I don't know. These are people's homes, right? So there's something here about being at home or working from home. Or maybe for some of you, if this is not an online business, I feel like this could even be talking about your storefront, right? Like your brick and mortar space being more welcoming and warm and home-like. Also, you know, baking in that inspiration into whatever your brick and mortar location looks like. Or, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully. So let's continue. Pile 1. What else do you guys need to know? Ooh, we've got attachments. Okay. Now the tea is coming through. What else? Pile 1. Do they need to know about their business at this time? Patience. Okay. So I think part of like where you guys could be struggling right now, it has to do with being attached to something outmoded or something in the past that's no longer here. Okay, because the transit card is saying that something about the climate is changing with regard to your business. Something that you guys may not necessarily have specific control over, but it's requiring you to think differently about the way that you show up, right? Letting go of this is key to your success, right? Embracing the change is only going to help to propel you forward in a better way, okay? We look at this, right? Like, whatever this is that you all are feeling attached to, it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stagnant. I don't know if there's like I'm just hearing safety net. I don't know if there's something that you're kind of metaphorically chained or tied to, or maybe literally chained or tied to business-wise. It's preventing you from showing up in your power completely, right? It's keeping you in the shadows. And the Star card is talking about like being a source of inspiration to others, being out there in the open, right? We think about the imagery of the Statue of Liberty, right? And what that's supposed to stand for. It's out there in the open. It's conveying a very open message. And so whatever you guys are attached to is keeping you stuck in something that's just inhibiting your progress here. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is asking you guys to work with the changes, embrace the changes in the environment and the climate around you. And continue to focus on your foundations. Continue to focus on baking your inspiration into the core, the roots of your business, through your marketing, through the product you're putting out, whatever this is, the storefront you have, and to keep in mind that everything is in the works, right? Things are happening for you in divine timing. The other thing too with strength and patience coming up, sometimes strength can indicate when we're feeling a little bit impatient about things, right? We want things to be happening faster than they are. And so the patience card is that annoying card that's coming up and saying that like things are going to happen in divine timing. They are in the works. But I feel like if you want it to happen faster, you've got to let go of this attachment that you have here. We had Door to Spirit here at the bottom of the deck. So this tells me that you guys are on your spiritual path, right? Like this is all, everything that's happening, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you is what I'm getting from that, okay? This is beautiful, Pile 1. Definitely feels like you guys are doing something that's really creative with all of this fire energy here in your reading. Let's close it out with just a couple of these channeled career messages from my deck. So for pile 1, what else should they know about their business at this time? We have release it. Yes, there's something you guys have to let go of. Coming through really strong here. All right. Drive results. Okay. And we have entrepreneurship. So yeah. Yeah, we have manage ambiguity at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely like this time. It's like a time that you guys are moving through where things may not they may not seem as clear. You don't have all the answers, right? And that can be hard to navigate through a gray area or to navigate through circumstances where all the information is not given to us, right? But there are going to be these times in life, in business, in general, where we're not always going to have all of the information that we need obviously handed to us. And we have to be able to figure out how to still drive results even in the gray, even without having everything we need, right? And I would argue that sometimes having all the details can cause stagnation because you can then run into like analysis paralysis, or there's a fear of like not wanting to act until we have every little nugget studied, right? So Spirit is asking you to manage ambiguity because I do feel that entrepreneurship is on the path for this group, that you are spiritually being guided in this direction for a very clear reason. Maybe it is so that you guys can be able to work from home or to be able to travel and work from wherever you're traveling, right? But there's a need to think differently about how you've been going about things and to release the old way, because the old way is on the way out. You've got new energies that are coming in and impacting you guys in a really big way. And you've got to figure out how to adapt and work with those energies versus resisting them if you want to see quicker progress here. So really awesome reading, pile 1. Comment below. Let me know what's been going on with your small business or your business in general, your idea. If you guys are not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I will see you there. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 2 viewers. If you all were drawn to this fire quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading. We're looking into what you all need to know about your business, your idea for entrepreneurship, whatever it is that drew you to this reading. So I'm going to start by just kind of checking in on the overall energy of the situation, and then we're going to be using some additional oracle and tarot cards to see what guidance Spirit has for you. So starting us off, overall, we've got the energy of the opposition coming up here. Ooh, we've got the Queen of Swords. Some frosty energy there. And then we also have the Lotus Flower. All right. So what is going on overall, pile 2? So, overall energy. There's a very icy energy over the situation with the Queen of Swords, okay? This Queen of Swords is very, this depiction of it is very cutting, okay? Keywords: intimidating, hard to please, being a straight shooter. I feel that there's something about the way that you're communicating that is maybe causing a little bit of friction here. Now, for some of my pile 2 viewers, there is a situation here where you all may be feeling like you're being pulled in 2 different directions with regard to this business or this idea that you have, or whatever, the side hustle, whatever it is you're working on. And those 2 things that are kind of like pulling you in 2 different directions, it's clashing, right? You're having a hard time like merging those energies together, integrating those energies. And I feel like part of it is, for some, we're going to see, I'm going to get more cards here, but for some of you guys, I feel like with this Queen of Swords, there is an issue with communication, right? There's an issue with being too cold or too picky, and that's causing friction. Whereas for others of you, I feel like part of the problem is needing to maybe be a little bit more direct and clear in your intentions, your ideas, your thoughts, your communication. So it's a general reading. It may vary depending on your situation. But it definitely feels like there's some friction here, that there's some confrontational energy. Maybe some of you guys have a partner that you're working with, a business partner. Maybe this is their energy, or maybe there's just some butting heads going on here. But if that's not the case, there's definitely something conflicting with regard to this business or this side hustle or whatever you're doing. Now, the lotus flower is telling me that things are unfolding for you at this time. Maybe some of this energy is new energy that you've just been recently dealing with, right? Things are sort of starting to blossom and come into the light with regard to the situation. The other message that I get from this is to allow things to unfold, right? To not force the issue, especially if it's causing you a lot of stress. The lotus flower is talking about, like, in time, with care and nurturing of whatever this is that you're doing, things will unfold and open up for you, right? Because we have this beautiful flower that's finally being hit by the sun and it's opening itself up to receive that light. So let's continue pile 2. I want to see what other info we get for you. So pile 2, what else do they need to know about their business at this time? Some of you guys, there could be even just like a conflict between, like, do I become an entrepreneur or do I stay at my current job, right? Like, I could definitely see that being the case too. So what else for pile number 2? What do they need to know about their business? We have an Ace of Pentacles. The Tower. And we have the beautiful Star. Interesting. All right. So something about this situation is certainly no longer working, right? With the Tower card being here, it's saying that the approach that's being taken right now is not sustainable over time. And what you guys have built thus far is not being built on a solid foundation. It really feels for a lot of you guys that this could involve like a business partner or somebody else. But either way, like the way you're going about it right now, the Tower is saying that it is not sustainable. Okay. And I feel like you guys are already kind of understanding this. With unfoldment being here, with the sun hitting the light on this beautiful flower, it's similar-ish vibes to the Tower, right? Because the Tower comes in and it jerks us awake. It shows us like the very harsh truth of the situation. That something about it isn't working. Something is not solid here. Okay. And it may be time to rebuild, but rebuilding with a new insight and a new perspective. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. So Spirit is saying that it's time to investing in rebuilding whatever this is from the ground up on solid foundations. Okay. Maybe this is like in the food industry for some of you with that pizza, but there's a need to invest. I also think that Spirit is saying that before you invest, there is a need to get clear about what the foundation of this is going to be. There's a need to come to consensus. There's a need to come to some sort of an agreement here, because there's an energy of butting heads and not being on the same page with someone, or there's an energy of you, my viewer. If this is not about a business partner, there's an energy of you feeling like you're being spread in two different directions and you're having a hard time integrating those two energies, right? So before you invest, there's a need to really assess the situation and say, okay, how can I streamline? How can I get aligned here before you start the rebuild process with the Tower? I feel like the Star is here because it's saying that it's time to really think about what it is that inspires you. I love that this came up in your reading. It also came up in pile 1, though it was a very different energy, a different context. The Star is asking you to anchor yourself in what inspires you and to be hopeful and optimistic for the future, because it definitely seems like something's been shaken up here with your business. And the Tower is really not always an easy energy to work with, right? It's very shocking. It's destructive at times. It can also have to do with anger and explosiveness, right? So the Star is saying that it's all going to be okay, right? To take this break down as an opportunity to shift your perspective, looking at this as an opportunity to rebuild something even better versus something that you've lost, or looking at this as an opportunity to get re-inspired about creating something better for the future versus focusing on continuing to resist the change, right? So focusing on what inspires you before you start this process. I also feel for some of you, the star is coming up saying it's okay to take a break if you need to heal, okay? Before you start this again. So let's see, what else for pile 2, please? We have a journey coming up. What else does pile 2 need to know about their business? We have indecision. Okay. Yeah, see, the first chakra coming up is saying that this is having to do with the stability, the foundations of this business. Underneath of this, we have all tied up. So maybe you guys have been feeling kind of stuck or powerless in the situation for a while, especially if this is somebody else's energy where you're dealing with someone who's really difficult to work with. Underneath of that, we have deceit here. So there could have been some sort of a tower moment with a business partner or something that was being hidden from you that's just come to light. That's been challenging to learn about. So I definitely can see with this indecisive energy here that you guys are at a crossroads, right? It's time to really reflect on what path you want to take. And I feel like Spirit is saying that it's okay to not know the answer right now, because again, with the lotus flower, this is talking about things unfolding for you in divine timing when they're ready, right? With the star card being here, Spirit might be asking you guys to take a step back and focus on your healing before we jump back into rebuilding something. Maybe taking a break and sort of distancing yourself from the situation, allowing yourself to kind of reflect and get re-inspired will better equip you to know what choice you want to make. There's also something here with movement, like a journey. So there could be something here about you guys traveling or moving that's also causing some of the friction here as well, or maybe being at a distance from a business partner. But yeah, it definitely feels like this is a tough energy, pile 2. I can understand why you were drawn to the reading, because it seems like you're going through a really tough phase with regard to your business. And you're very much at a crossroads here around what to do. This could also be, this indecision energy could also be the opposition, right? It's like both paths look appealing, but which path do I take? And I feel like Spirit is asking you to think about what inspires you, first and foremost. What's your North Star? What's your why behind doing what you're doing? And how can you make sure which path is going to create the more stable foundation for you? Because I think some of you guys with this Queen of Swords are the Queen of Swords energy, where you're being a little bit too nitpicky of yourself. Your standards are super strict, and that could be blocking you potentially from, or just making it more difficult to make a decision here. All right, so let's see. We're going to just close it out with a few of these cards, pile 2. So what else should pile 2 know about their business at this time? Strategic vision. Yeah, so looking into the future with the star, being optimistic and thinking about the long-term strategy versus short-term gratification. Could be good for this group to maybe like write down a plan, right? What is your vision? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And what are the short-term goals that you can set for yourself right now to get you to where you want to be? We have big bucks and bonus. I feel like there's something about finances that's been a problem here with the Ace of Pentacles, something about investing or investors maybe falling through for some of you guys. And then we also had that deceit energy. And in this card at the bottom of the deck, there's like money that's falling out of this person's hands here. So there's something about, maybe you guys had an investor that was a little shady, or something with an investor fell through. Let's see. Something with money, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. That was really massive here. Not in a good way, maybe. Okay. We also have in the spotlight. So yeah, I think maybe also for this group, there's a need for you to be more at the forefront of things, right? Especially if you are working with a business partner. But being in the spotlight is telling me maybe you guys do something in the public eye. Maybe with whatever your business is, there's like a need to get out more in your community and network. Make a name for yourself. Make yourself more widely known or more widely available. Maybe some of you guys work online. The star is Aquarius energy, which can also represent the internet. You guys might be working online, and there may be a need to kind of get your face out there a little bit more, get more face time with your clients, your audience, whoever it is. I think for some of you, if there's been some sort of like with the Tower, some sort of public disaster and people have a lot of eyes on you and they're watching this unfold, maybe there's a need to get into the spotlight and address what happened for some of you. Like if there's been a scandal or something that's happened like that. Because I feel like getting in front of it and kind of being the face, getting in the spotlight and getting in front of it could potentially, like shedding light on it might actually help circumstances improve, if that makes sense. Yeah, so pile 2, we're going to end your message here, but please comment below. Let me know what's been going on. I'm super curious to hear about what's been happening with your business. If you guys are not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading. I'll see you there. Bye. Hey, pile 3. If you all were drawn to this amethyst cluster, this will be your reading. So we're looking into what's going on with your business, what it is that you need to know. So I'm going to start by looking into the overall energy of your situation with these cards here, and then we'll just be getting into some additional tarot and oracle cards to see what other guidance or advice Spirit has for you. All right, so we start off here with the Descendant. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay. And then we also have Vigilance coming up here. All right, guys. I feel like you guys have been going at it alone or something for a while with the 7 of Wands. Like, it's like pushing through, holding your own, defending yourself. It seems like you guys maybe have been feeling like there's a lot you have to prove, you know, or you've just been really trying to put yourself out there and make a name for yourself. 7 of Wands is definitely an energy of feeling like there's a lot that we have to prove. And sometimes we're doing it maybe subconsciously from a place of defensiveness, right? Of like, I have to show them, or, you know, whatever it is. If that doesn't resonate though, I see that you guys have been really pushing hard, you know, pushing hard to kind of keep going through any challenges and struggles. But again, I keep coming back to like trying to, something to prove to others. You have the Descendant here. So the Descendant is kind of talking about like how we invite other people into our space, right? Some of you guys might be working with clients, like in a one-on-one type of setting, like in a partnership type of setting. Others of you might be thinking about working with a business partner, or maybe you have worked with business partners currently or in the past. But partnerships is coming up as an area of focus here, which it makes sense why you've been feeling like maybe you have to kind of stand up for yourself. It definitely feels like there's an element of other people influencing you at this time or impacting your business at this time for the positive and or the negative, depending on the situation here. The stone people talking about vigilance is interesting because this card really talks about needing to just be aware, right? It's not about being paranoid. It's not about being mistrustful. It's just about being attuned, right? When you guys are working with people, whether it's a partner, a business partner, a client, whatever it is, this card is asking you to be kind of like just in tune, being aware of red flags, being aware of anything that could be potentially off, but also being aware of things that are positive, right? Vigilance is not just about noticing bad things. It can also be about noticing positive things. But I do kind of feel for some of you guys that picked pile 3 that there is a little bit of an energy of mistrust of others. I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel that there is that tone here. Like you guys in your business, you work with other people, but do you trust other people, whether they're your clients or business partners in your space, okay? So let's continue. We're going to get into the tarot next. What else does pile 3 need to know about their small business, please, Spirit? Guidance, advice, information that they should be aware of at this time. We have a Knight of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the Judgment card. Okay. I definitely feel with the 5 of Cups that there's been disappointments here, right? Like there's definitely this energy of disappointments that you guys have experienced either currently or in the recent past in your business. And so this could be what's driving this need to kind of like keep pushing, keep going, defending yourself in some capacity. But at the 7 of Wands, it's a little different, like from the 9 of Wands. To me, if we had the 9 of Wands, this would be talking about you needing to continue to persevere, right? Perseverance through challenge. 7 of Wands is more about standing up it's more about like defensiveness, right? So there's definitely been something that's happened that's disappointed you. I think that has caused you to kind of be in this energy, even if you guys don't really realize it or not. Not saying it's good or bad, it just is, right? But with the 5 of Cups coming up here, what this is telling us is that there have been some disappointments, there have been some challenges, emotional losses as well. And rather than focusing on the broken bottles, right, the disappointments, Spirit is asking you to shift into focusing on the bottles that are still here, the cups that are still here. Because there's still something that's salvageable with what you're doing, right? So I think it's important at this time to release those emotional losses and focus your energy on what you can salvage here. I feel like with the Knight of Cups, there's also an ask from Spirit for you guys to maybe shift more into kind and compassionate communication. Not saying that you're not doing that, right? But the Knight of Cups can be a person that is like really the spreader of sunshine, if you know what I mean. And especially if you guys are working with clients or working with other people, this type of energy, it's like, it's an energy of charm and charisma and making people feel really good, right? Maybe some of you guys work with clients also who are in tough situations or people that are in tough situations. And so coming in with this type of an energy of like a Knight of Cups can be really helpful because it's supportive, it's uplifting, it's making people feel better about their circumstances here. Maybe some of you guys own a coffee shop or something as well. But being the spreader of sunshine and really flexing into this like kind, compassionate, and complimentary communication, I feel is something that's going to support you at this time. And just because you're being nice or kind, it doesn't mean that you're letting others walk all over you, right? The vigilance card is saying to still be attuned. Don't be paranoid, but be attuned. I do feel with the Judgment card that there's something that's up for review here as well with your business, right? Like maybe you guys have gotten to like a certain place, you've come to a certain threshold, you've achieved something. Judgment is saying it's time now to like review it and ask what the next chapter looks like. And maybe you guys still haven't quite decided what that next chapter looks like. I feel like there's still something that you guys might be hanging on to with this Five of Cups and the Seven of Wands. There's like some sort of goal or barrier that you're trying to break through, or maybe there's a goal or barrier that you feel like you've almost gotten there and it just maybe hasn't fully happened yet. And so with Judgment, it's about like, okay, what's the next move? You know, it's time for the next chapter. What's it going to be? And with it being next to the Five of Cups, I think this is an opportunity for you guys to decide like, you know, what is going to be gone for the next chapter, right? Because the cups that have already spilled don't need to be taken with us into the next chapter. So like the things you're salvaging, how can you take those and bring them with you into a new beginning, into a new chapter here? All right, what else for pile 3? Do they need to know about their business at this time? We have Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. That's a beautiful card. One of my favorites to get. We also have Anxiety. Yeah, and we have Walking Away at the bottom of the deck. You see, so there's definitely something here that you guys have like recently turned your back on, or Spirit is saying it's time maybe to move in a new direction, because there are more prosperous directions to move in, okay? This card also does talk about kind of leaving behind a comfort zone, right? Like you're leaving this, see she's leaving this beautiful like golden gated area and walking into the unknown, okay? There's like a little dragonfly here, or a butterfly, which talks about transformation and change. You guys are changed. I feel like you are different from the person you were in the past when you experienced some of these disappointments, okay? And it's time to get out of that comfort zone and move into a new space, move into a new direction with the Judgment card being here. Because the path that you guys are on is meant to lead you to improvements in your personal life. That's what the Door to Personal Healing and Happiness talks about. It's about improvements in your personal life and your personal happiness. I also think Spirit is asking you to think about what would make you happy. What would it be? What result for your business would make you feel the happiest? What type of setup would make you feel the most personally fulfilled and bring you flexibility and ease in your personal life? Those are all questions to be asking. But I do see with this Anxiety card here that with Vigilance next to it, I feel very strongly that this group has struggled with like feeling mistrustful or uncertain of other people with the Descendant here. Again, whether it's your clients or whether it's like business partners that you've had currently or in the past. There's a lot of overthinking here. There's a lot of overanalyzing maybe people's intentions here. And it's possible that that comes from like for good reason. But I do feel that holding on to it is potentially holding you back maybe. All right, let's continue pile 3. We're going to close it out here with just these little career cards that I personally channeled. So let's see. What else does pile 3 need to know about their business at this time? Emotional intelligence. Interesting. Okay. Because you guys have a lot about the emotions here. We have higher education. Toxic workplace. Maybe some of you guys are like still working in like a corporate job or like a 9 to 5, like a regular job too. And that's also playing a role here. But it definitely is like there's something here that's a little out of alignment with the toxic workplace. Again, whether it's the people you work with, prior partnerships. And so with the Judgment card being here, there's a need to really identify, again, like what needs to go and what needs to stay as you move into the next path, into the next chapter. Because it does feel that you guys are kind of at a crossroads or just at the precipice of a new beginning here with Judgment. And there's an opportunity to start fresh with partnerships. There's an opportunity to start fresh with the business that you're running here. I think with emotional intelligence coming up, this really talks about emotional intelligence, or EQ, if you want to Google it. I've taken many classes on EQ in my corporate career. But EQ talks about the ability to not only understand our own emotions, but also understand the emotions of others, right? And what drives those emotional reactions. This could be something that could help you guys to look into. I already feel like you all are really emotionally attuned anyway with the Knight of Cups. And you also had, I didn't show you this, but you guys also had the woman holding a heart here underneath of your walking away card. So lots of loving emotional energy here. Maybe some of you guys are water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but emotional intelligence is something that I think would be beneficial for you guys to really hone in on learning more about. And maybe that's why higher education is coming up. Maybe you're being guided to take a class or something on this, because it does seem that you guys work with people or work with the public in some capacity. And so when you're working with people as clients and as business partners, really, it's important to understand and be aware of those emotional reactions to things, or what makes somebody tick. Right? What drives people to react in a certain way. So pile 3, this is a very interesting reading. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is going on with your business? What do you guys do? Please let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next reading. And I do look forward to seeing you there.